Previously on Bobby Smooth.
The New York Knicks. This is a rare W in which, well, not rare, but impressive, in which they shoot bad because normally their offense is what really, sets them over the top. But for them to get a W with bad offense, well, shooting this bad, it makes me wonder, can they do it again?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Oh my goodness. The New York Knicks are officially 2 wins away from their first championship in 53 years. They knock off the Spurs for the second straight time at home. This is the third time in NBA history that a team has taken the first 2 away games in the NBA Finals. And the teams that do that, they never lose in the finals. Granted, now it's just 3 teams, but the way how the Knicks closed out and the momentum they got now going back to New York tonight, it is insane. I got some takeaways for y'all, my 5 takeaways from game 2. And let's just get right into it. What's up, y'all? It's Bobby Smooth. You already know what to do. Hit that like, hit that sub, comment, and hype. And let's get right into it. My first takeaway is that Wemby's shot selection was not punishing the defense enough. Now, granted to Wemby, he had a way better shooting game overall. This time around, he scored 29 points on 11 of 21 from the field. And 22 of those points came in the second half on 9 of 17 from the field. So shout out to him for being more aggressive. But if you ask me, I think the overall difference between the shots that he took in game 1 and game 2 is that more shots went in. I really wasn't satisfied, even with the shots that were going in, because I still wish that he would make the defense shift and put more pressure on them, because that's what's going to make them maybe make changes and, panic a little bit. But if you're shooting these jumpers, make or miss, the Knicks are going to live with that because that's their game plan, right? And yeah, just still was not getting the best quality looks in my opinion. And he took some shots that I felt like were either questionable or just not good shots. Early midway in the first quarter, he had an opportunity to attack Jalen Brunson in the middle of the court during transition, but instead, he swung it to Keldon Johnson, and that gave OG Anunoby the opportunity to switch off of Stephon Castle onto Wemby. And then by the time Keldon Johnson passed it back to Wemby, OG was there, and Wemby took a contested catch-and-shoot 3, and he missed it. That's exactly what the Knicks want. Now, he did have a nice play late in the first quarter. He attacked Mitchell Robinson on the pump fake, actually made Mitchell Robinson touch ground a little bit, what his knee did. And that's what I like to see right there. Just get to the rim, and if you get fouled, like, you can shoot. You're a great free throw shooter. You can shoot 90% again, more than likely, I think. But yeah, and then second quarter at the start, so shortly after, he takes and misses a step back 3 over Cat in transition. Why are you shooting a contested 3 in transition? Just not a high quality shot. And then later, next quarter, third quarter, he took and missed a contested 3 over OG Anunoby instead of attacking his closeout. And if he did, he had a wide open lane to the paint. But instead, he missed that 3-pointer. And then Brunson got the rebound and then just made a 3 right in his face. So yeah, not good. Later on, he did have a nice play, an opportunity play, where he had a mouse in the house with Shamit. Castle recognized this, lobbed it up, but Wemby just unfortunately missed it. That's whatever, but yeah, maybe got to finish that. But then you got the last play of the game, which is one of the most controversial plays because the quality of shot that Wemby got for the potential game winner. A pick and pop with De'Aaron Fox, and he shot and missed it over Mitchell Robinson. Now, I think objectively that was a good shot. That is Wemby's shot zone that he can make. But with him being so tall and usually dominant in the paint, it makes you wonder what it would have been like if he actually rolled to the paint instead and get a closer look. And then maybe if he shot it, he would have got fouled, even if he missed it. Just more opportunities, But I digress. I just think that Wemby's shot selection still isn't good, and he's playing into the Knicks' plan. Now, my second take is that the Knicks simply have the deeper team. Now, even though the Spurs have the best player in the series and perhaps the world in Victor Wembanyama, winning in the NBA now scales more towards having a lot of reliable players that can raise the floor of your team versus just having top-end talent. And the Knicks have a great team of reliable players. 4 out of their 5 starters scored 17 or more points. Of course, Josh Hart was the one who didn't score. He had 0 points and 5 fouls. But Karl Anthony Towns, another great game. 21 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists. He actually scored 17 on 6 of 8 from the field in the first half. He was going crazy. But in the third quarter, he got into foul trouble. Some of them fouls really didn't seem legit, but I digress. Cat still had his fingerprints on this game and still did what he had to do. He was still attacking Wemby. He had a drive and dunk on him. He had a step back 3 over him. He had a wide open 3 in the corner where Wemby was late to close out. And he also out hustled him for an offensive rebound to get a layup. Cat is still doing his thing, and so far, he's my Finals MVP pick. Now, Jalen Brunson, another horrible game offensively. 20 points on 7 of 25 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. But he still gets the job done for him because he finds out different ways to be effective. He had 5 steals in this game. He was picking off passes from Castle, Wemby. He was doing his thing. And it's crazy how in this series, he's now 19 of 56 from the field. But that just shows how resilient this Knicks team is. And then just, again, Brunson finding ways to be great. He's facing a lot of physicality in this game, specifically from Stephon Castle, full court press, half court, getting trapped. And but it didn't matter. Fourth quarter, he had another clutch bucket over Devin Vassell. This time, it was a beautiful one-legged midi that tied the game. Jalen Brunson still finds a way to be that dude. Now, going forward, OG Anunoby. He had a great two-way game. 17 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 2 steals, a couple nice blocks on Devin Vassell and Dylan Harper. And he just overall played great, man. He had some tough corner threes. He was locking up on defense. He was doing his thing as well. Love to see it. Mikal Bridges. Man, I thought this was going to be known as the Mikal Bridges game, but everyone else stepped up too. But, man, 20 points, 8 of 13 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. In the third quarter, he did not miss a shot. 9 points, 4 of 4 from the field, made a 3. I thought, man, Mikal Bridges is one of the best mid-range shooters in the league, just off the movement. He got that high arcing shot. He makes it work for him. I love it. Like I said, Josh Hart, 0 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, but 5 fouls. Only played 18 minutes. But I think it was a good thing because when Josh Hart is out there, that gives the Spurs a reason to help off of him and like put more attention on other guys. But now with Josh Hart, him and Mitchell Robinson are the only non-floor spacers on this team. So it just, I think, hurts the Spurs more when they help off of whoever. But we're going to get to that later. The Knicks bench outscored the Spurs bench 27-19. Landry Shamet, another great game off the bench, 13 points, 3 of 7 from 3. He continues to be a great movement shooter. And, man, did I remind you guys that he was on a non-guaranteed contract coming into the season? Crazy. Deuce McBride, only 5 points on 2 of 7 from the field, but he had some key shots, some big shots that were a part of the Knicks' runs in the third and fourth quarters. Mitchell Robinson, 7 points and a block, did his thing. Great defense on Wemby. Alvarado, just 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a team high plus 11 tied with Karl Anthony Towns. And on the Spurs end, Dylan Harper is the Spurs' only consistent threat off the bench. He had another great game, 15 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 6 rebounds, and a game high plus 12. And he actually closed the game and played 32 minutes. So I like that Mitch Johnson played him more. Keldon Johnson continues to be a disappointing 6-man, 3 points on 1 of 4 from the field. Just watching him play makes me annoyed because he just dribbles into traffic without any thought in the world, and he doesn't have the best shot selection, and that's putting it very, very lightly. Luke Cornett, just 1 point in 7 minutes, and then Harrison Barnes and Carter Bryant combined for 0 points in 8 minutes. So you have just less things you can do with the Spurs because you have less reliable players. The Knicks, they can run 5 out, they can put Mitchell Robinson in and like just have different lineups that work, and they're just more flexible. My third takeaway from this game is that Karl Anthony Towns has to have the offense ran primarily through him. Karl Anthony Towns is the one player this Spurs team has still not figured out yet. He is a multifaceted player. He is versatile on offense. He can drive to the rim, like I've been saying, attacking Wemby, and then he can spot up for three, and then he can pass out of the post or from the wing. He's such an underrated passer. And then if Wemby's not guarding him, it's an automatic mismatch. Mouse in the house, he can seal off anybody and get the ball and just body his way in the paint, and there's nothing you can do to stop him for real. I mean, he had a lot of plays that I liked. Second quarter, he had a seal off on De'Aaron Fox in the paint. Off the entry pass, it got tipped, but then he caught it. He saw 4 defenders right in his face from the Spurs, and he went up for the layup, but then he did a wraparound pass that hit Mikal Bridges in the corner for the wide open 3. And I thought that was one of the most impressive plays of the game. And then later in that quarter, he also hit Mikal Bridges on a back cut. He did like a horizontal back screen for Brunson, and then he cut, and then Cat hit him right away. Like, Cat knows how to play the game at a smart and high level. And then third quarter, Brunson, he screens Wemby off of Cat, and then Cat was able to get that drive on Stephon Castle. It just put a shoulder right into him and got the layup. Dude, you can't mess with Cat. And now take number 4, the Spurs. Stop helping on Jalen Brunson. Stop it. Because you're leaving wide open shooters like Landry Shamet open. No wonder why he had another great game. Man, why do they think that doubling Brunson is going to work? He's a great ball handler. He knows how to pass and make good decisions out of the double team. So just stop doing that. I saw a few plays that just really made no sense to me because, dude, y'all realize Josh Hart isn't out here, right? You realize Landry Shamet, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, yeah, all these guys, they're great shooters. So stop helping. Man, a couple plays just really pissed me off. So, end of the second quarter, Vassell, he leaves Shamet to go help Champagnie guard Brunson at half court. And then the defense breaks down, and that leads to a wide open 3 from Cat in the corner. And then also, midway through the third quarter, Castle, he just arbitrarily just helps off of Landry Shamet to go double team Brunson with Champagnie in the middle of the court, leaving Shamet wide open in the corner. And of course, he made that 3. Y'all, stop helping. And last but not least, for my 5th and final take, Wemby's late game decision making and turnovers are a real problem. Man, I thought that was just a one-time thing that he did in game 1, dribbling the ball off of his foot in the clutch. But, man, we're going to get to what he did at the end. But, man, 4 turnovers in this game. He's now averaging 5. Yeah, Wemby has to be better with the ball, man. Like, I know he's an alien. He's a perimeter player to a degree. He can dribble and do stuff. But actually, it's not even about that, man. It's just certain decisions. So, second quarter at the end, Wemby throws a pass too far behind Devin Vassell, and that leads to a backcourt violation. And it was before he even looked at the rim. And the commentators made that comment. Yeah, like, how you gonna not look at the rim before you pass it back? I don't get that. But yeah, and then later in that second quarter, he tries to drive baseline on Cat to get to the rim. Cat meets him at the spot, and then just Wemby out of nowhere just jumps and tries to do a cross-court pass to, I think, Julian Champagnie, and Jalen Brunson easily picked it off. Bad decision. And then let's go to the fourth quarter. So, a minute 40 left. So, after fumbling a tipped entry pass that came from Devin Vassell, after trying to give it to Wemby because he had Bridges on him, Wemby, he bobbled it, and then he caught it in the corner, and he shot a contested 3 with OG Anunoby on him. And this was with 7 seconds left on the shot clock, and he airballed the 3. Brutal. But it gets worse. Fourth quarter again, 34 seconds left. He takes and misses a contested dribble pull-up, long range 2 over Mitchell Robinson when the game is tied. Yeah, the game was tied, but you took that shot with 19 seconds left on the shot clock. Why? You could have waited and got such a better look by just standing still, but you take it over a tall-ass defender. Yeah, no. And then, of course, the one that we all know about. 9.5 seconds left. Brunson misses the midi over Wemby Wemby grabs the ball, and this is while they were tied 104 apiece, and he throws it to Stephon Castle's back. He didn't see it, and Brunson got the ball, and Wemby fouled him. Now, I've seen mixed thoughts about this. People saying that, oh, it's really Wemby's fault, or oh, it's Castle's fault. No, because he looked at first, but then he looked away. Why did he look away? If you ask me, it's a degree of, it's kind of like both. It's kind of both of their fault, but I'm leaning more towards Wemby because he made that pass. He didn't have to dribble it up that quickly. 9.5 seconds left. There was a timeout left, but I just think that in stride, and like Castle, he had just came back in after he was on the bench for a minute because he did hurt his ankle. I just think it was just bad timing and bad miscommunication, but I'm gonna put it more on Wemby. You gotta be better in that situation, man. So yeah, that's ultimately what cost them the game, and we already know he missed that shot at the end. But yeah, man, those are my 5 takeaways from game 2. I think that is looking really, really bleak for the Knicks. Game 3 is tonight. We already know the Garden is going to be jumping like crazy. The Spurs, to me, if they're going to have a chance to win this series, in which personally I don't think they do anymore, they have to steal both of these games, just like how the Spurs stole just like how the Knicks stole both of their games at home. But yeah, crazy. But hey, man, crazy things have happened. We're just gonna have to see. But that's all, man. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe, that comment and hype. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace.